Hello, 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 hello. Join me, join me, join me. I always say that. Join me, join me, join me. How is everybody doing? Join me, join me, join me. Let me add the title in it. Unplug and get grounded. You know, it's amazing how that a lot of people have been miseducated. A lot of Africans have been miseducated. And man, I was miseducated myself. And as you join us, kindly drop a comment in the comment section. Let's know, let's know that you're with us, and let's know where you're joining from. The goal of this Sunday school interaction series is to properly. Oh, thank you so much, Ms. Imeka. Thanks for joining. Is to properly um, resensitize, my African brothers and sisters, anywhere they may be in the world, whether in Africa or outside of Africa. Um, I mean, it's evident I'm African. I mean, I'm melanated, and and I'm proud. I'm proud to be African. I'm proud to be a Yoruba man. I'm proud to be an Ijebu man. Yeah, I'm gonna be proud to be that. Anselm John, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Please stay with us. I promise you that this is gonna be the most valuable 45 minutes that you have ever given any live broadcast. I promise you that. Yeah. So please stay with us, and if you will, you can help share. This as well. I'm sure it will benefit a couple of people. It will enlighten a couple of people. Yeah. So as I was saying, this Sunday School interaction series was primarily launched or founded or whatever you want to call it. This is the fifth episode. To help enlighten my African brothers and sisters on certain information that has been hidden away, deliberately hidden away from them. Information that were um, the the tool that our ancestors used for chaperoning all the different civilizations that they chaperoned, that they brought into existence. So it's pretty important. I want to help use this medium to take them back to their superpowerness, their superpowerdom, and so that's basically what this Sunday School interaction series is about. And we have this episode every Sunday by 11 a.m. Less than 1 hour, max 1 hour, and where I try to explain certain things that a lot of people don't know. And also it's not just about me. In the future, I'm looking at inviting guests, folks who are aligned with this kind of stream of thought or stream of consciousness, and we can have those discussions, those live discussion. And please kindly ensure that you have a date with me. It's just 1 hour in 168-hour week. There are 168 hours in a week, so just 1 hour to dedicate to figuring out, the fundamental and universal information for cultivating your soul optimally, for cultivating your spiritual consciousness, for cultivating your soul, cultivating your spiritual consciousness. Yeah. So today, um, we're talking about unplug and getting grounded. Yeah. The title of this episode is unplug and and get grounded. A lot of people, don't know the agenda. Okay. The anti-nature agenda that is powered by Caucasianism. If you can hear me clearly, let me know in the comment section. If you can hear me clearly, let me know in the comment section. Powered by Caucasianism, yeah. And however, the celebrations of tech inventions, you know, however, the celebration that is required for the different tech inventions that has happened. Okay, thank you. We need to ensure that there is balance of nature, that is powering whatever celebration we are, celebrating. It sounds like tautology, but for lack of a better word, so it's pretty important that we understand why getting unplugged and what technology has done so far, you know, what technology has done so far to humanity. Even though there are pros of technology, there are also cons of technology, yeah. And the ability to create equilibrium, to ensure that there is equilibrium, is how we are able to enjoy and experience sanity, is how we're able to enjoy and experience happiness to the full, joy to the full, how we're able to experience fulfillment because of equilibrium. Now, a lot of people have said stuff, about our backwardness as Africans and all. But whenever I hear, more especially when I read some stuff that people are saying on social media in 2022 about Africa and the backwardness of Africa, I just smile. For some, I feel sorry for their ignorance, because they obviously do not know who they are. They don't know who their ancestors were. They don't know that their ancestors were pioneers and architects of civilization, the civilizations that the Caucasian ancestors came to learn from. And because of that, they are not in tune with their superpowerness. They are not in tune with their most elevated consciousness. So they are looking at what has happened in the last 100 years. They're looking at what has happened in the last 50 years. Forgetting the fact that there was an interruption of the advancement of the civilization that was architectured by our ancestors in the last 150 years, 160 years, in the last 200 years. The British cavalry landed in the coast, in the west coast of Africa, to colonize the region now nicknamed Nigeria. Yeah, it was even beyond Nigeria, but the region now nicknamed Nigeria in 1861. That is 161 years ago. And ever since they're coming into the scenery of our civilization, they came in as corruption. And all manner of things were introduced to us. You know, all manner of bullying was done to our ancestors. And because of the peace-loving nature of our ancestors, they gave in. They would rather adopt peace. They would rather give way to peace than to just allow bloodshed to keep happening. Yeah, they would rather do that. Thank you so much, Amasi, for joining on Instagram. Thank you. Please stay with me. So that's one of the reasons why this interaction series was founded. Now, talking about being unplugged and getting grounded, understand that the technology, for most especially the anti-natural technology that we all celebrate today, has been the cause for um, unbelievable amount of sicknesses that you have never heard of, and also unbelievable amount of deaths, premature deaths. Now, a lot of the founders of technology, modern day technology, because there have always been technology in Africa. What they termed witchcraft actually was technology that was being used to hold people accountable, as far as the continuum of evil and good and evil was concerned, even though there were people who were using that technology, negatively. Yeah, we know that. Um, Wireless technology has been in existence in Africa for entire millennia before the so-called Caucasian discovered wireless technology. Yeah. Now, those technologies that existed in Africa were in accordance with the um, principles of nature. They were in alignment with the principles of nature. Yeah. But because a lot of people don't understand the fundamentality, most especially non-Africans, our ancestors, African ancestors, were the custodians of these technologies. Yeah. And they understood at fundamental levels the um, alignment that this technology had with natural principles, the principles of nature. Now, these Caucasians didn't understand it. When they came visiting, as tourists, aka spies, they came, as tourists, and they came to, pretended as if they were tourists, when in actual reality they were only trying to spy out um, what made us tick as Africans. They only came to try and spy out our durability as Africans. Yeah, how we're able to chaperone all those civilizations into existence. Now, these people thought they had learned all the things that they need to learn, or they needed to learn about these African ancient technologies, ancient civilizations. And they, went ahead to do all the things that they did, plundered our all these technologies, all the plaques, all the ancient artifacts, plundered them and all of that. And then they took them to their countries to go study them for entire decades and even entire centuries. And then on the back of those studies, they now started coming up with their own technologies. Whereas those technologies are basically a mimicry or a copy of technologies that have existed for entire millennia in Africa. Now, the issue with most of these technologies, these so-called modern day technologies, are that they generate what is called artificial EMFs. Electromagnetic forces exist in nature. They are generated naturally in nature. Now, naturally generated electromagnetic forces are not harmful to nature, they're not harmful to our ecosystem, because they are the natural result and effect of entire millennia of the cultivation of modern nature. Yeah. So there is no side effects to the electromagnetic forces generated by nature. Now, because those electromagnetic forces generated by nature took entire millennia, entire aeons for them to be generated, they didn't need to generate those EMFs overnight, like these Caucasians who are coming up with technologies overnight. Yeah, these electromagnetic forces that these technologies are generating, these artificial radio waves and all that they are generating, are harmful to the human body. They are artificial electromagnetic forces. You know, I'm coming live right now on my laptop, and I'm coming live on my smartphone. These are devices that generate artificial electromagnetic forces. And whether you are aware or not, whether you are enlightened about it or not, they are harming your body. They are harming your body and my body. If you have if you have PCs, if you have a Mac, if you have a laptop, if you have smartphones, and you are connected to the internet generates artificial electromagnetic forces. Your smartphone generates artificial electromagnetic forces. The battery in your phone generates artificial electromagnetic forces. The battery in your laptop generates electromagnetic forces. Once your laptop is connected to the internet, it generates more electromagnetic force, artificial electromagnetic forces. And these EMFs are not in alignment with the natural principles of the human body. You need to understand that. Now, because of the requirements of the modern day, yeah, the, because of the requirements of the modern age, we are forced to, get plugged into this artificialness, into this synthetic lifestyle. Now, you need to understand that even though that is a requirement, thank you so much, Mr. Jide, for joining. Even though that is the requirement of this modern age, you have to be proactive for your health's sake. You have to be proactive for your health's sake. You know, we just need to understand that yes, you need to use a smartphone. You need to, have, use a laptop or whatever, for your online office or whatever and things like that. But you need to know that whilst you are using those things, they are having negative effect on your health. The only issue is that you don't drop dead instantly. Yeah. But whether you know it or not, it is having negative effect because of the artificially generated electromagnetic forces. You need to understand that. And for that very reason, if you love your health, if you want to enjoy perpetual optimal health, you must learn to unplug. You must learn to unplug from synthetic electromagnetic forces and go get yourself plugged into natural electromagnetic forces. That is how you are going to enjoy optimal consciousness, optimized consciousness, optimal intelligence, optimized intelligence, optimal health in your body. That is how you are going to do that. So it's pretty important that we understand how advantageous it is for us to proactively unplug. Take time out from your phone every now and then. Don't leave your data on overnight. I look at people and they say things like, "Oh, we don't go online, we live online." You are silly. You don't understand what you're doing to yourself. You don't even understand what you're saying. The internet, the 4G network, the 3G network, the 2G network, the 5G network, these things are generating a melting pot of artificial electromagnetic forces. All of a sudden, you're feeling headache. You don't understand why. It is the interference of your force field, your natural force field. These artificially generated electromagnetic forces are perpetually interfering with your force field. And it is in the interference of those force fields that at any part of your force field, whether it's around your head or around your chest or around your neck or around your stomach or around your legs, that pain, ill health manifest. We are not nature-bent beings. We are nature-aligned beings. Especially, even non-Africans. It's applicable to non-Africans, but my focus is Africans because they are the ones that are mostly miseducated about this important subject. Yeah, so you can't be the kind of person who will say that, oh, for 24 hours your data is on. Why? And perpetually for 7 days your data is on. Perpetually for 1 month your data. No, I put on my data in the night before I go to bed. I'm not an ignorant person. I'm not an ignoramus. You should, except you are working all day on the internet. If you're not working on the internet at any particular period of the day, put it off. When you're ready to work on the internet, put it on again. When you put it off, you are reducing the inflow of electromagnetic force, artificial electromagnetic forces. These things, see, understand. Oh man, understand that your body is electric. And when we talk about the force field, the quantum field, when we talk about the energy field, it's electric field. Now, there is the free flow of that electric field, natural field flow of your electric field. Now, when you use these smartphones, when you use your laptop and whatever, and you are connected to the internet, it is guaranteed that that force field is interrupted. It is in the perpetual interruption of those force fields that sickness eventually happens, pain eventually happens. Now, talking about being grounded, I said the title of this episode is, unplug and get grounded. Now, understand the concept of being grounded. Understand and I know maybe some of you are hearing it for the first time, but I will explain myself. Being grounded has to do with the ground, the earth's surface. Now, grounding is the act of connecting any surface of your skin. This is your skin. You know, our body is made from the same matter, the same atom, the same energy that made the earth, the ground. Yeah. So, grounding is the act of connecting any surface of your skin to the earth's surface for the chief purpose of allowing the sweet and restorative electrons that's abundantly available within the earth's surface to pass into your body. Why is this so? Chiefly because our bodies are electrical. Our bodies are electrical, which means that we need electrons in our body in order for our body to function properly, in order for our body to function optimally. When you are not perpetually connecting your body or reconnecting your body to the electrons that the earth abundantly has to give to you, you are, I mean, there's an adage, the Yoruba adage that says that the river that forgets its source will dry off. The body, the human body that forgets to connect and reconnect with its source falls sick. You know, 2 weeks ago or thereabout, I fell sick. And I realized that, man, it's been a while that I got myself grounded because I am chiefly on hyper grinding mode. You know, as an entrepreneur, I've stressed myself this year more than at any other year that preceded this year. I've stressed myself a lot, but I've not, I've not grounded myself as often as I should have. Now, I just explained. See, in Africa, we've always been connected to the earth. You know, before the incoming of the Caucasians, we've always been connected to the earth. You know, up until late 1960s, when the Caucasians invented, this anti-nature material, that they told us to strap under our feet, called shoes. Yeah, and these shoes were mostly made from rubber, a guaranteed electrical insulator. See, these guys for entire decades and centuries, they came to spy into us. They came to spy us out to figure out what was giving us this durability as Africans. What was making us live this long? 170, 150, 140. What was making us live this long? They realized that it was our connectivity to the earth's surface. They realized that we used to walk around barefoot. We used to walk around bare feet, or with leather, or with some kind of conductive environment, electrical conductive environment. Material, an electrically conductive material. It's either we were walking around barefoot, or we were walking around with some kind of leather, which is a semiconductor, or we were walking with some kind of conductive material. Yeah. Now think about it. Since the 60s, we've seen a rise in health issues like diabetes and even autoimmune diseases. Ever since the invention of shoes, the Caucasian designed shoes was brought into Africa, we've seen a rise in all kinds of diseases. Now, understand that grounding is a science. When I say grounding, I mean you connect a part of your skin, and typically your foot. You walk barefoot on the earth. You can do a 30 minutes grounding, and you can sleep. You can lie down on the bare floor, on the floor that has grass, like I am right now. Let me show you guys. You can see there is grass here, and there is sand under it. Yeah. So you get yourself grounded. You walk barefoot for 1 hour on that grass, electrons from the ground would come into you to replace some of the distorted energies in you that causes sickness. Now, you need to understand that grounding is a science, and I'm not here talking about it just to fascinate you. It is a science you can go look up yourself. The science of grounding, the science of being grounded, grounding yourself, grounding your body. Now, understand that grounding helps to pass electrons from the earth into your body. But what most people don't know is that earthing or grounding can literally cancel out the distorted energy polarity in your body. It is this distortion, this energy distortion in your body that usually results in sickness in your body. And these energy distortions are usually caused by mostly by the food that we eat, the food that we have been programmed into eating by the Caucasians. And most of the other things that we ingest, alcohol, cigarettes, all kinds of fake food that distorts the what's it called, the energy polarity in our body. Yeah. But when you even despite the fact that you are eating those things, when you ground, that's why you find some people say, oh, my grandfather died at 92 or 99, and he was smoking. He was always smoking. Go and check. He used to ground a lot. He used to be grounded a lot. He used to walk barefoot a lot. Electrons were being perpetually passed from the earth's surface into the body to restore whatever damage, the things that it was taking. I mean, if he died at 99, his ancestors were dying at 170. I mean, he died young, even at 99. That's the truth. But people don't understand some of these things, and you find them arguing with you because they've never even done the research themselves. Imagine somebody arguing with you about, the importance of being plugged or the importance of being grounded, and they have never done any kind of research, even a simple Google search. They've never done it, and yet they're arguing with you. You don't argue with your teacher. Yes, Mr. Jide, genetically modified food is what's killing us. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, having said that, I want you to understand that you can literally biohack your life. Even in this age of a melting pot of artificially generated electromagnetic forces, there are telecommunication masts everywhere, ensuring that you are perpetually within a melting pot of electromagnetic forces. These are unseen for you can't see the radio wave of the nearest mast right now, but it's there. It's in your room. It's everywhere. These waves are there, but you have to be proactive about ensuring that these things do not guarantee your untimely death. Meaning that you have to learn how to biohack these things, how to biohack your life, how to biohack your brain. When you're receiving a phone call, though you are bringing those EMFs, artificially generated EMFs, closer to your brain. Yeah. So if you don't understand how these things work, how if you don't understand that you can actually biohack your life, you can biohack this current system. Even though most other people are being victims of this system, you as an individual can live above the system. Yeah. So you see, when I try to explain to people what biohacking basically means what you can adopt for the purpose of enhancing and optimizing your biosystem, aka your body, your human body, this body that I'm hitting. Yeah. The things that you can do to ensure that your brain is not damaged by this melting pot of artificially electromagnetic forces. I mean, we now have 5G. We are gonna see more sicknesses with this 5G. Whether you call it conspiracy theory or not, it was in the 60s when they began to, after they've done everything in the last 100 years. For instance, in Nigeria, in the 60s, by 60s, the colonization was over 100 years old. Yeah, it was after 100 years of colonizing us in Africa, at least in Nigeria, because it was even earlier in Ghana. It was 19, um, after that colonization, they were able to study us for 100 years to see our strength, to see the source of our superpowerness, to see this the source of our durability, and then they were able to come up with something that would ensure that we are disconnected from that source. Hence, they came up with shoes. I wear shoes. Yeah, I was at the training yesterday. I went with shoes, but the moment I'm back, I take it off because I mean I need to wear a shoe. I'll be once I'm influential enough, I'll show up at events barefoot. If they don't want me to come, then I won't come. Yeah, because for as long as you are wearing a shoe, you are disconnecting yourself from the electrons, the natural electrons, the sweet electrons, the restorative electrons that the earth can supply to your body. Pretty important. So biohacking is anything you adopt for the purpose of enhancing and optimizing your biosystem, your body, your brain, for the purpose of optimizing your brain, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, your colon, and every other important organ in your body and systems in your body. Now, you need to understand that the negative side effect of not unplugging from these synthetic technologies and not getting yourself grounded is sickness. It is guaranteed. And it is the perpetuity of sickness happening to you that will eventually result in premature death. Anyone who dies before 80, he died prematurely. Just take it to the bank. The person died prematurely. Because the truth of the matter is, we were initially designed to live forever. Now, understand a lot of genetic re-engineering that was done, about 6,000 years ago to Africans to reduce and put a cap on our DNA, put a cap on the immortality of our DNA. That's a completely different discussion for another episode. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know that. A lot of people have not even heard that before. Yeah, but still, you can biohack this limited mortality. You can biohack it. You can choose to live to 100 by virtue of the things that you do. You can biohack it. You can choose. Thank you, Chole. So you can choose to live to 100. I mean, I'm choosing to live to 118. I don't know about any other person. I have said that I'm going to live to be 118. Meaning that if I want that to happen, I must truly be doing certain things that would make it happen. Now, when we talk about sickness, the moment you talk about health, you want to talk about healthcare system. You want to talk about healthcare institutions like hospitals, clinics, and all of that, doctors. But that is not the real um, universal symbolism of healing. That is not the true thing. That is not the real universal system of healing. Hospitals is not the real universal system for healing. The real universal system of healing is consciousness. Consciousness is the healer. Consciousness is the true healer. And if we don't understand this, then we should ask questions. You need to know that consciousness is the only healer. All of those gimmicks of hospitals and doctors, they are just taking advantage of our ignorance of the power of our consciousness. Not just our consciousness, I'm even talking about also the universal consciousness as well. Yeah? Did you know that visiting the doctors is the third leading cause of death in the United States of America? Visiting doctors. And guess what the number one leading cause of death is? Who can guess? Can you guess in the comment section? The number one leading cause of death. And when we say leading cause of death, we are talking about premature death. Who can guess in the comment section? I'll help you. Cardiovascular diseases. Cardiovascular diseases are the number one leading cause of death, leading cause of premature death. And what causes cardiovascular diseases? Stress. Stress that is inflicted upon your body, upon your biosystem, your body, by the melting pot of artificially generated electromagnetic forces, by the nature of doing business, by the nature of the 9 to 5, by the nature of entrepreneurship. We talk about grinding and grinding. We're talking about grinding, in terms of hustle. We hardly talk about grounding. you know for equilibrium purpose, health equilibrium purpose, because all of these things plunges our biosystem into disequilibrium, which eventually results into diseases and sicknesses and pain. Yeah. So it's important that we understand the need to do these things. If we do not proactively take these things into consideration and gain this understanding, get ourselves enlightened, and implement these things into our lives, we are not going to reap the dividends of this phenomena that have existed with our ancestors for entire millennia, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. This knowledge was commonplace amongst our ancestors. Yeah, so it's pretty important that you understand that you need to get unplugged as regularly as possible from these artificially generated electromagnetic forces, and get yourself grounded as frequently as possible, at least once a day. When you come back from work, walk barefoot for 30 minutes, 1 hour, or sit barefoot while you're, you can take a seat and sit down while your feet is, you're barefoot on the ground, on you know on the ground. You're barefoot for I'm not even just talking about tiles now, even though tiles is a bit of a semiconductor, but I'm talking about the real conductor, the real electrical conductor, the earth, the ground. You get barefooted on the ground for 30 minutes, 1 hour, every single day. you know so that's the semi to the last thing I'm going to say. The final thing I want to talk about is uh one of the ways we can enhance our body system and enhance sleep. Two things. Something that is something called breath work and humming. A lot of people don't know the magic of humming. Breath work has to do with conscious breathing. Most of the breathing that people do is unconscious. Yeah, because we have a respiratory system, unconscious, that is programmed automatically to cause our body to breathe. Yeah, but that is not sufficient to plunge our body system to optimal state. We are just at average state with that kind of breathing. You need to consciously breathe. You need to consciously engage in what is called conscious breathing, aka breath work. Every single day, take drags of breath deliberately. You breathe in deeply, deep breath. You breathe in deeply and you breathe out deeply. Thanks, Imo SCN. Thanks for joining. Imo SCN is going to be my guest in the next episode of the social media family meeting. He's going to be talking about how to build your brand from scratch. So you guys should ensure that you join us on Wednesday by 3 p.m. Yeah. So conscious breathing is something that a lot of people do not do. That's why they fall sick so often. Breath is life. I'm sure you read it in the Bible, the breath of life. Oh, and God passed the breath of life into the nostril of Adam. Whatever. Breath is life. When you consciously engage in deep breathing, you are exhuming higher quality life into your body. You breathe in deeply and breathe out completely. You breathe in deeply and breathe out completely. You can do it for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It's a dose of medicine that a lot of people are not aware of. Nobody has told them. Maybe some people on this live right now, or those that are going to be watching the rebroadcast, will be hearing about it for the first time. Conscious breathing is an elixir of life. Every morning and every night, every morning, the moment I wake up, the first thing I do when I wake up is try to remember my dreams. Yeah. The second thing I do is I engage in conscious breathing for like 15, 17, 20 minutes. Conscious breathing. It's an elixir of life. If you do not consciously engage in breathing, when you take in deep breathing and you breathe out completely, you take out the breath completely. Because the breath, consciously breathing, sends oxygen into the deeper parts of your body. The reason sickness appears in any part of your body is because there is lack of oxygen, lack of adequate oxygen in that part. That part is deoxygenated or not properly oxygenated. But when you engage in conscious breathing, you are sending oxygen to different parts of your body. So conscious breathing is pretty important when you are stressed. When you are stressed, one thing you can do very quickly is hum. 5 minutes of humming will calm you down. So this is where I'm going to be ending this episode. If you have any question, let me know before I end so that I can answer it. You have like few minutes to answer to ask your questions. Make sure you go through this episode. Go through it again. I'm sure you. I mean, someone said it was taking notes. I'm sure some of us too were listening rapidly, because this information is not information that is commonplace. It's even information that the powers that be don't want you to know. But I have a personal vendetta to ensure that I educate my brothers and sisters with all the information they need for optimal living, optimal intelligence, optimal consciousness, for personal power. So any question in the comment section. Drop your comments, drop your questions in the comment section. Let's take it. If you have any question, ask it in the comment section. If you have any comments, drop it in the comment section, because I've come to the end of this episode. I want to end it. Any question? If there's no question, then I'll have to end it. So those of you who are just joining, watch the broadcast, watch the video, share it with your friends, your family and friends. This video, this episode will definitely help you transcend ill health. It will help you get plugged into the apparatuses that helps you to combat ill health. Helps you to heal. However, whatever the kind of healing you're trying to get, whether it is physical healing, whether it's psychological, whether it's emotional healing, whether it is spiritual healing, this information is definitely something that you can use to get yourself up and running. So I want to encourage you guys to join us every Sunday by 11 a.m. It's less than 1 hour. You can see we're running off just for the 3 minutes. We're running off. So join us, have a date with us, lock it down your schedule, set your alarm. And let's it's Sunday school interaction series. It's an interaction series. Even though I'm teaching, but I want it to be interactive, yeah, where maybe you can chip in your own thoughts too, as far as whatever the subject of the particular episode is. You can, maybe you've also been doing your own research. We can learn together. I'm not here to just shovel down my knowledge on you. It's just, I'm here to create a spark of enlightenment, a spark of consciousness, basically, to help you lead a more proactive spiritual path, a more conscious spiritual path, a more powerful spiritual path. Yeah. So So thank you. Yeah, excellent. Emo, thank you. He said thank you so much for sharing. Very practical steps to healing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. And thank you everybody who joined me across the platforms. I stream live on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Yeah. So thank you everybody for joining. Share this video with your friends. I'm sure they will definitely thank you for sharing it with them. Thank you, Madam Lancela, for you joined us late. So just watch the broadcast. Later. Peace. Have a most beautiful week, everybody.